Hello and welcome to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and in this episode, I'm going to be talking about niches. Specifically, a video I watched from Sunny Lenarduzzi, and she commented to me from my comment, which I document in this episode, and she asked me a question. What do I care about? And I thought I would talk about some of the stuff that I care about in this podcast episode. And I think I actually discovered some stuff about myself. Maybe, I don't really remember. I recorded it like half an hour ago and I can't remember what I said now. So maybe I'll have to watch it too. But let me know what you think about this episode. I'm always willing to hear other people's comments and opinions, so just let me know what you thought. And let's get on with the episode. What do I care about? What do I care about? That's a good question. I'm asking the question, and I'm going to answer this question because I was asked it in a YouTube comment yesterday on this video I was watching. The Sunny Lenarduzzi YouTube channel. And, hold on. And it was about niches. And for those of you unaware, I hate hearing the phrase, find your niche. I just hate it. It just makes me feel disgusting. It makes me feel dirty. I cringe. I cringe when I hear the phrase, find your niche. I turn off videos that I'm watching about growth when they start talking about find your niche, or I keep watching it, but then stop really listening at the find your niche portion of the video because it's just so damn annoying. It's just dumb. It just seems like the same people saying the same crap over and over again. And I looked up niche, and I don't even think they're saying it correctly. I don't even think they're using it in the right way whenever they tell you to find your niche. It's annoying. Very annoying. But I watched Sunny Lenarduzzi's video from yesterday, which I think I will link in the show notes, probably, or I might not. I'm not sure. You can look it up yourself. You can find her channel wherever, I have her name written in the comments, so go look her up on YouTube. But she's great. She's changed the tone of her YouTube channel in the past 6 or 7 months, and I like her channel even more. She's a lot more authentic than she used to be. She used to just talk about what to do with videos, how to make videos, all this stuff like that. But then she stopped doing that, and she talks a lot. She's changed her message and talks a lot about herself, which is great. Which is what everyone should do in their videos, is talk about themselves. But I just cringe when I hear the niche word. It's just annoying. And she commented, I commented on her latest video because it was about finding your niche and what to do to find your niche. So I commented, and I'm going to pull up what was said, what I said, and what she said, and stuff like that. And let's see. I think I have it here. Because I commented with, my comment on her video said, I've had issues figuring out my niche. This video was very helpful. Our niche doesn't have to be something that we're an expert at, right? In her comment, she doesn't really answer my question that I asked at the end, but she answers a lot of comments in her videos, so she probably skipped over that last part. But she said that your niche takes time, and ultimately your niche is you. No one outside of you can influence your unique niche. Journal on it. Think about it. What do you care about? That is your niche. So that's why I'm asking, what do I care about? What do you care about? It's a good question. You should do stuff that you care about, that you find interesting. So what do I care about? I don't know. Care about my family, care about friends. I think care can also be used for like interested, you know. I care that the professional wrestling shows could be better, specifically the WWE. I like professional wrestling. I could talk about professional wrestling all the time. I could talk about movies that I like all the time. I could talk about anything all the time. There's a bunch of stuff that I care about. I care about people wanting to get things right. I care about people not getting misinformation. What else do I care about? I care about... It's a hard question to answer. It is. And I'm asking it to myself. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I do I care about myself? I've cared about myself better in recent years. And especially the past year and a half or so. I did lose like 50 pounds about 8 years ago. I have quit drinking. I've quit binge drinking about, is it almost 2 years now? I think it's almost 2 years now when I like read the book This Naked Mind and stopped drinking. I don't drink that much. I mean, if I do, I'm very careful about my drinking from now on, thanks to that book. So if you want to quit drinking, you should read or listen to that book. I highly recommend it. I care about my drinking habits. I care about having a more positive attitude. I do think I don't care enough about myself. I do think I care more about others. But I do think I need to care more about myself. And I have been doing that. I have been working on that. I have been trying to help myself and care more about myself. But I need to care more about myself. Maybe that's my niche, just caring more about myself. What I do to care more about myself. I do talk about that a lot in my podcast. What I'm doing to care about myself. Because as I've said before, this podcast is for me. Like, that question that people ask is, who are you doing your podcast for? I'm like, myself. I'm doing it for me. I do my podcast for me. I don't shy away from that. A lot of times I vent into my podcast and I feel a lot better. So I am caring about myself a lot more in recent years, though. But I need to care more about myself. I care about the band Pearl Jam. I'm a big Pearl Jam fan. I love Pearl Jam. I don't think I talk about Pearl Jam enough in my podcast. I should do that. I like comic books. I'm interested in that. I care about that. I care about comic books. I don't really read comic books, but mostly the characters. Mostly the movies. I used to read comic books, but I don't do that anymore. Batman is probably my favorite. No, Batman is my favorite. I just don't think I care enough about myself. And I think we should all care about ourselves more than other people. especially if we're caring more about others than ourselves and it's actually hurting ourselves. So that's definitely something I can work on. But I know what I like, and I know that there's stuff that I like to talk about. Like, I like professional wrestling. I even like politics. I do like politics. I mean, I watch politics a lot. I'm interested in politics. I care about where this country is going. I should dedicate an entire podcast episode to this, but I don't think I could ever be a politician. Because what I hate about politicians is that they seem to care more about... They care less about what they think. Or they make their decisions based on what they think people want. And I hate being afraid of what people think. And that's what I think politicians do. They're very afraid of what people think. And I care a lot about our country, that we're more into a power grab than we are trying to fix the country. Like, we have political parties that care more about, making sure their party has all the power instead of caring for our country in the first place. They say that they care about the country, but do they? They care more about keeping the power or getting the power. It's disgusting. The whole political process is disgusting, and I hate it. But I hate it so much I care about it. Passionate about it. That's what it is. It's another word for care. What's your passion? I like golf. That's a passion of mine. Stand-up comedy is definitely a passion of mine. Can't wait for that to come back after the pandemic. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff that I care about, and I could go on, but I don't think I'm going to go on. But it certainly made me feel, talking about this, it certainly made me more aware of things that I cared about. But I'm going to write out some stuff that I care about and try to figure that out, because that's what hate that phrase, niche is. What are you passionate about? What do you care about? What could you talk about for hours on end? And those are some things I could talk for hours on end. Pearl Jam, movies, politics, golf, bunch of things. There's a bunch of things that I could talk about for hours on end. And I'll continue to do that in this podcast because, like I said, I do this podcast for me. And my podcast is something I care about. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. But what do you care about? Leave it in the comments. Or find me on social media and tell me what you care about. Or whatever. But yeah. Thanks to Sunny Lenarduzzi for making me care about this question. And it's certainly very thought-provoking. That's for sure. Thank you so much for watching and or listening to the episode today. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to let me know what you thought. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.